I have been a bike and car enthusiast. I have my dream car that I have to purchase. It's a Beamer. The starting model should cost around 60 lakhs. Something.
I would need like 1 lakh per month
Okay.
to maintain my same lifestyle what I have when I'm earning.
Our goal is to retire at 40 with a corpus with no income, right? That totals up to a good 16 crores. And
पूरा financial planning eventually में चल रहा है हमारा.
This couple wants to retire from corporate life by 40, but they have no idea how. So we brought in Vatsal, our CEO's financial advisor, to sort their finances and help them retire early.
What is your biggest financial goal?
So my biggest financial goal is to retire by 40.
To retire at 40.
So there's a balance that I have to create in like what I earn and what I want to do, right? So earning part is high now and what I want to do is somewhat bit lower. But I want to reach a time, a position where this what I want to do should be higher, and earning will eventually get there.
Do you think your partner spends more than you?
Obviously, yes.
Me, I'm the one who spends more.
Have you and your partner ever had a money or finance related disagreement or fight?
A disagreement sometimes.
We take the decision and then think of the consequences later. That's what it's more of a credit cycle that goes on, right? A 50 days of credit cycle that's there, and we take a decision and then we figure out how to pay it, and then what are the adjustments we have to do later in the next month or something. It never led to a disagreement because whatever is done is done.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how would you rate your personal finance management?
I think 7. I quite do good planning.
4, I actually haven't done any personal finance planning.
hey Prakash, hey Pranati. So I come to know that you guys want to retire by 40.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah.
The amount of money that I have been getting, right, it varied along my whole journey. What I feel like I'm not able to keep up with it. Okay, so what I felt would be enough for me like 3 years back is not enough for me now. So I think it's quite crucial now that I actually get help in this financial thing, right?
This is typically what we call out as like lifestyle inflation. पहले अगर 3-star hotel में जाते तो भी 4-star में जाएंगे. You'll take a bigger car, etc. All this. But anyway, we'll come to that, right? So how much you guys combined make today?
We're around 75 to 80.
Sounds good. So महीने का around 4.5 lakhs hits your bank
Yeah.
account. And if you were to think of all your expenses, right? Some small breakup of it.
Essentials would be around 1,20,000-ish. The major component would be rent over there. So rent is around like 38K. Earlier, like we were too much into shopping and moving around, exploring new place within Bangalore. But now I think we have seen enough. But now we would be spending around 20 or 25K.
By that logic, I think 75% of the money that you get, you save.
No, obviously we don't save all. So the major component goes to in our EMI.
Oh, so you guys have already bought a house?
Yeah.
I see.
The house cost is 1 crore 34 lakhs.
I see. How much is the EMI right now?
So right now is 90,000. We have not done the full disbursal of the loan.
So I think that's yet to go up. Okay, we'll discuss about that. Tell us about your investments.
If you take our individual part, like Pranati has most of the investments in her name. But combinedly, like I think we would have invested around 40 to 45 lakhs. Okay, out of which I'll say 75% would be in mutual funds. And mostly hybrid mutual funds. 20% would be in stocks.
Okay.
And then rest, I think it's liquid. In
I see.
FD and RDs, right?
You mentioned you working out on a business opportunity, right?
So it's a cafe.
Okay.
And it has like I think hundreds of franchises in India.
Okay.
I think it has been 7-8 months now.
Okay. How much capital would you have invested there?
So it's in a partnership, and totally I think 20 lakhs we would have invested in that.
All right. And you see that you'll need further pumping, or the business is now taking care of itself?
Business is taking care of itself. Since like we are employed, all the money will be pumped back to the business, and the idea is to grow the business, and hopefully, so by my 40, this business would be big enough.
Now, let's get into details of it. Our goal is to retire at 40 with a corpus with no income, right? Let's see how or track are we on. House being the biggest financial decision that you will ever take, right? Let's try to understand, what are the numbers behind that. So you said 1.33 crores of house. How much is the sanctioned home loan? I'm assuming it's not disbursed.
1
Yeah.
CR.
once a year. And how much is disbursed?
75 lakhs.
And how much is already given to the builder so far?
So builder, I think 97 lakhs. That
90.
includes our contribution also.
Yeah, sounds good. So the builder is yet to receive another 36 lakhs. The loan disbursements is another 25 lakhs left for you guys, right? All right. This 1 crore 33 lakhs includes the registry or it doesn't?
No,
You guys have any furniture budgets for the house in mind? Or
not yet.
We have not thought about
Yeah.
it. I think it will cost us around anything around 10 to 15 lakhs.
It would be less only, like 15 lakhs. I'm not sure.
you said you have taken a 1 crore loan. How much is the EMI working out today?
90,000 per month.
All right. So by full disbursement, you should cross 1 lakh 20.
Yeah.
That's pretty much high, right? What's the tenure you guys have opted for?
10 years. We want to retire early. That's why it's like 10 years of tenure. So when we get 40, we will be like loan free.
But a banker did not know you want to retire by 40. You just got a 20-30 year loan. So retiring at 40, right? But that's a long shot, 9 years. What are the, are there any other minor goals along the way?
We travel quite a lot.
We have a aggressive goal. Ki at least we should cover 2 countries in a year.
Oh,
But let's see how it will go.
And what countries have you guys covered so far?
So I think like I would have covered around 8 countries.
Okay.
Mostly domestic trips. I won't say it's expensive because like I'm a tourer. So we tour using our bike.
What bike do you...
So it's a adventure tourer from
Okay.
BMW.
How expensive is that?
No, this is the starting model. I'll say it's not expensive, but yeah, it will cost you around 5 lakhs.
So you mean it's not expensive for a BMW?
Not expensive for a BMW.
Okay. Good way to cover it. All right. How much would you pin down an annual budget to?
So around 20% of our combined
Income, expense, or...
income, I think, yeah, 20%.
Like for a month.
For annual, 6 lakh kitna hota hai?
Is 6 lakhs then annualize a good figure to
I
take?
think.
All right, so that's roughly what? About 7.5-8% of your income, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So apart from the international travels, I have been, as I said, right, bike and car enthusiast. So I have my dream car that I have to purchase.
Which one is that?
It's a Beamer.
Okay, and how much does it cost?
The starting model should cost around 60 lakhs or something.
So, how soon do you plan to purchase one?
So I think I have already crossed my deadline.
Okay.
But yeah, so
Alright.
as soon as I make up for it, I will plan. So maybe next year something.
How about you?
I'm not sure, but I think I would need like 1 lakh per month
Okay.
to maintain my same lifestyle what I have when I'm earning.
So 1 lakh per month over and above the household expenses, right? Do you guys plan to have kids?
We have not thought about it now.
All right, but would be good to budget for a one
Yeah,
into the workings?
I think that's the eventuality.
Okay. So based on the numbers we've shared and based on the some documents that we've taken from you, right? If you guys want to retire by 40, just to take care of your current household expenses until your own life expectancy, say 85 years of age, you guys just need to save 8 crores just for your common expenses by the age of 40. To top it up, if Pranati wants to spend 1 lakh per month in today's terms for the rest of her life from 40 to 85, she needs to save for another 5 crores. And if you guys were to continue with the same travel budgets in your retirement, you guys need another 2 crores. If you combine all these 3 together, right, that totals up to a good 16 crores. Till the time, at the age of 40, you guys need to do a SIP of 8.5 lakhs per month. Any thoughts on how do you still see your retirement?
It's
So
impossible.
it's a waking call, I guess.
Okay. Let's work towards it, right? So, are you guys open to pushing your retirement age?
No. The thing is, the whole purpose of this retirement is to actually pursue what I want. It doesn't mean that pursuing what I want won't lead some money to me,
Okay.
right? So I think I see a silver lining there. Ki if not from my corporate world when I retire, I should be able to work out something.
So, alright. So, age is something that you guys don't want to push, right? Before we even start speaking on the investments, right? How are you guys insured? Health insurance, life insurance. What do you guys have as of today?
We have the company owned health insurance.
That's it. Do you guys have any emergency funds?
Emergency fund is RD FD.
Nahi.
नहीं क्या होता है?
What I have known about emergency fund is like more of a fallback and cushion that I should be able to sustain my expenses for a given time when I am not earning.
So think of it this way, right? Today you guys are thinking that whatever savings I have, I'll first put it towards my house. But say God forbid there's an emergency in terms of income loss due to job loss, attrition. You don't want to sell your house because you did not have money to pay for EMIs, etc. Right? So important to keep that cushion with you guys, right? At the same time, insurance is something really important, that your emergency fund should not get disturbed by medical expenditure because you already have a health insurance to take care of it. And same likewise for life insurance, that the other partner should not sacrifice on goal just because something happened to the other thing, right? So you take that as an active decision today itself.
So how much it should be, the life insurance cover?
The corpus should be big enough to cover up for the income either of you is not going to contribute. Now, how do we compute it? We can technically use like a calculator of sorts, which we call it out like a human life value calculator. I can give you the calculators later, and you can input your figures, and you guys will know how much term insurance you need, right? Before we try to work towards an achievable solution towards retirement, right? Let's look at the shorter things and minor goals that we had, right? So the most immediate thing is your house, right? Out of which 25 lakhs of disbursement is yet to be done from the home loan, right? So 11 lakhs is something that you still have to pay to the builder. You mentioned registry is over and above 1.72, that makes it another 8 lakhs. So that takes your total more payable amount to 18-19 lakhs. And furniture, how much was it?
I think around 15 lakhs.
Do you guys have any money over and above your mutual funds for house?
Yeah, we have set aside 10 lakhs.
10 lakhs.
10 lakhs. So that takes care of it. So this 35 lakhs has to go over 6 months. Even if you have to cut down all other investments right now and say we save the 2 lakhs per month, that takes care of another 10-12 lakhs. How do we arrange the balance 10-15 lakhs?
15 lakhs. Okay.
Yeah. So mutual fund बेचना पड़ेगा.
मुझे
I mean, that's something that we'll have to do, right? And let's assume that whatever corpus we are left for our retirement is 18 lakhs less of what the current 40 lakhs of mutual funds are, right? Moving to the second aspect of the house purchase itself, you guys took a home loan, right? Home loan mein you guys are paying a 90,000 EMI. Get full disbursement, it will go to 1,20,000. How about we propose an alternate solution here, where we say that rather than taking a 10-year tenure, we take a 30-year tenure.
But it will contradict our plan to retire at 40, right?
So how about this? So if I do run some numbers, right? If you increase the tenure from 10 years to 30 years, what will happen? Your existing home loan EMIs of 1,20,000, 1,25,000 will come down to 176,000 to 80,000 per month.
Okay.
That leads to a direct savings of 55,000 per month. It's a basic finance, right? If you're borrowing the money at say next rate of percentage and you're investing that at a X plus 3%, X plus 4%, you'll bound to make money. By the age of 40, the outstanding home loan amount will still be 85 to 90 lakhs. What ends up happening is that to save that 90 lakhs over the next 8 years, you guys will have to save 47,000 per month. And that will make you reach that corpus. But what happens is that you have another 8,000-9,000 of SIPs unlocked for your other goal. With this, we optimize house to the extent possible, right? Next major thing that I see is buying a expensive car, right? A luxury car or sale. Are you open?
I don't need it now.
क्यों? मुझे चाहिए.
But given that we are trying to bridge that deficit, right? Is genuinely speaking car something that you are willing to let go?
No, I can't. That's the purpose I'm driven with.
Are you open to deferring it?
I don't know.
Or how many side have you? How many times?
How will I answer it back to myself?
You have to make a choice, right?
Tough one, but I think what needs to
Car
be
is
done needs to
something.
be done.
Yeah, car is something you can defer, right? I
Defer.
think Pranati wants.
But I think I don't want car.
Okay, so car is done, and the last of the most discretionary thing was traveling, right?
No, traveling is like we want to travel.
मतलब you.
We.
On a serious note, how do you guys look at travel vis-a-vis the retirement people?
Maybe international trip once a year. We can.
There's a midway, I guess. Like we can have a rational at how we can budget more better.
It's not something that can move mountains, but that saves another say 8,000-10,000 per month. So far, on things that we have discussed, home loan saves us another 8,000-10,000 of SIPs. Moving on the car, for the next 5 years, it at least roughly saves you around 60,000-65,000 a month. So far we are at we have already bridged that gap by 90,000 all combined, right? Moving on to the last part, right? Pranati mentioned that she wants to spend 1 lakh per month, right?
We can cut it down
Okay.
if our main goal is retire at 40. So
Okay.
I can cut it down to
That's more like a balancing goal and-
balancing. Yeah.
Alright, let's take those numbers. Are you open to something like semi-retirement?
Yeah, I think that's the kind of retirement I'm looking for. Obviously, I'll be working, but on my own thing that will generate money.
that semi-retirement, the way I trying to say, until the age of 40, you continue with corporates. You try to be at the peak of your potential, try to save as much as possible, right? From the age of 41 to 60, you continue to work enough to take care of your expenses, or you restrict your expenses to the extent of what you want. So in a way, you're not burdening your income with that you have to mandatorily do these savings, but at the same time, you're not burdening your corpuses with some kind of withdrawals. Okay, I need this money for my expenses. And then from the age of 61 to 85, just like any other conventional retirement, you just purely rely on your investment corpus to take care of all your expenses.
So this covers the deficit.
No, I'll come to the deficit, but in this case, what's happening is that we are left with a very longer runway for growth in the investments. In the earlier working, right, we needed 16.5 crores and we're starting the withdrawals from the age of 41. But now we are deferring the withdrawals till the age of 61. If you do that, right, the requirements to save that corpus until the age of 40 drastically reduces. Originally, the figure was 16.5 crores, right, for all the three goals. Now, before I even tell you those figures, right, I'd like to know your estimates of how drastically it could reduce.
I'll say 4 to 5 crores.
Same, 4 to 5.
So you guys are bang on target. So what that 16.5 crores was there, it trickles down to 4.75 crores.
Okay.
In the respective asset class, right? Your EPF, your PPF, your mutual funds, all your investment, it keeps compounding. By the age of 60, that figure compounds to a whooping 36 crores.
Oh.
30?
But now let's come to the monthly targets, right? How much does that come to? Any guesses for that?
Should be less than what we are earning at least.
That deficit of 8 lakhs now comes down to as low as 15,000 per month.
Huh?
Now the 2.30 lakhs that you guys were saving, ideally to meet all these things, right, you just need to save 2,45,000 per month. So you're like in a 15,000 deficit, maybe your next hike will cover for it, right? That does now sound achievable, right? What are your views on it?
I'm happy.
And maybe deficit of 15,000, when it crosses, into the positive territory, and when it say crosses 80 or 70,000 per month, that's the right time for you to look at a car. Even a 15% hike will make you reach towards that affordability of car, right? That's the way to look at it. And now that we are done with all the number crunching and financial planning, right? What's the before after of the exercise? What are your thoughts?
Before this discussion, we have to retire at 40. We had this plan, but we didn't think how we are going to retire at 40.
What this discussion led to is actually the clarity on where we are standing now, right? At least we have a benchmark to compare where we have to go and how we are faring now.
I think what he said, it's like semi one, right? So it's achievable, right? We can do.
And if you look at it, like early retirement at like 40 doesn't come so easily, right? So I mean, you will have to figure out to do something in your life, otherwise you'll just find bored. So maybe figure out something which figure out your passion and interest, something that doesn't need to pay you so handsomely what it pays today, but it keeps you occupied and keeps taking care of the expenses, right? And that's a better quality of life compared to just staying at home or just spending it, right?
Key takeaway for me would be like just having goal won't help. You need to plan for that goal.
And I would like to correct my previous ratings. What I was doing, I thought it's good. Deep down, I never thought, okay. That's why I said it will be 7. But after all this discussion with Vatsal, I think what I was doing, it was 5.
With this conversation, I think we are in a better position. If we follow this, then our financial planning for the long term is in sight. And I think we can be comfortably around, on a scale of 10, we'll be at 9, right?
Yeah.
So, how would you rate your personal finances from 1 to 10? If you're not sure of that answer, then let's talk. Fill out the form in the pinned comment below and maybe you can be in the next video with Vatsal.